The Jim Norton Show starts now.
I never get sick of that music. I don't care about the intro or the words, but I never get tired of this song.
We might get Jeffrey Tambor in closer to the Arrested Development.
Would love to have Jeffrey
intro.
Tambor.
You're going to talk to him about that song?
That's all I'll talk to him about. That and Injustice for All.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, do you still throw plates like you did in Injustice for All? Hey, do you have a wig like you did in Injustice for All? Were you really sad when Earl Soames killed 2 children and you had to come tell Arthur Kirkland about it because you got him off? I could talk about Injustice for All for this entire hour. I know everything about it. Ask me fucking John Forsythe's name. Judge Fleming! Great movie. Made me want to be a lawyer, actually. In 1979. The music for it's terrible. There's terrible music in Injustice for All. It's one of those films that you remember for the music being so bad. But Dominic Chianese is in that. He plays his client who
Uncle
has a...
Jr.?
Uncle Jr. is in one of the opening scenes in a car accident. I was obsessed with that movie because that scene at the end. My name is Arthur Kirkland, and I'm, Craig T. Nelson, I think, is the other lawyer. And I wanted to be a lawyer after seeing that because that was a performing thing.
How'd that go?
Not well. Dropped out of high school. The old wrist slicing. The old suicide attempt. But that made me want to be an attorney. But I realized it was not about the law. It was not about right and wrong. It was about that performance that Pacino gave. It was about... He took his left hand and he said, I rehearsed that so many times when I was a kid. The guilty are punished and the innocent are freed. It was so fucking good. If you haven't seen Injustice for All, just fucking drown yourself in a tub. Even if you have. All right. Let's see here. Oh, let's go to Sergio. Needs to lose weight. Sergio, I'm with you.
Jim, big fan.
Thank you, buddy.
I'm a big fat fuck. I can't stop eating.
Of course, you said that when you said I'm a big fan. I understand.
Well, there you go. I get jealous of you when I hear everybody complimenting you.
Thank you.
How do you do it, Jim? What's the key? Help me out here, bro.
I just had a moment of clarity. When you quit drinking and getting high, a lot of times they say you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And that's what happened with this. I just got sick and tired of it. And I had that moment where I'm like, I'm going to fucking do something. And I started just going to the gym. And it was, I know I'm not going to see results for a while. I think you should prepare yourself to not see results for a while. Just make myself do it. Make yourself do it. And then realize you will see results sooner or later. I joined a gym. I joined the gym that Opie goes to because it got me out of my routine. And I just started going, and I started looking forward to it. And I was almost like, you know what? Fuck you to myself. I got sick of it. And you have to be fed up with it. How much weight do you want to lose?
Jim, I don't know. I'm a fat fuck. I can't even fuck.
Well, then what you got to do is, dude, be sick of that and realize that it's absolutely possible. The only difference between people who lose weight and people who don't are the ones who lose weight want to more. That's all it is. There's a willingness to go and do something about it. But again, here's how we sabotage ourselves. Because I still have bad eating days when I'm on the road and shit. I don't eat ice cream sundaes, but I'll eat shittier than I should, or I'll have bread when I know I shouldn't, or I'll eat a fucking dessert. And then immediately the next day, I see myself as a pig in the mirror. Because I have body image issues. I'm like, you fucking idiot, you fucked it up. So it's immediately... I can't go work out because I'm in the same old pattern. Like, I immediately get back into that shitty mindset. The key is to just go, don't listen to yourself. You're an idiot. Go. Go to the fucking gym. And then after I work out, sometimes I'll look and go, oh my God, you got washboard abs. Even though I don't. But I see myself better after the gym. So, be sick and tired of where you are. Maybe try some 12-step meetings for it. OA helps a lot of people. And just begin doing the work, dude. The weight will not come off by itself, but if you eat better and you go to the gym, you absolutely will lose the weight.
Thank you, Jim. I'll try to call back and check up with you, okay?
Yeah, but do it, because once you start getting compliments, it drives you to continue doing it. But just don't expect results in 2 days, because that way you won't discourage yourself. Just realize it'll be a while, but make sure you do it, man. You feel so much better when you do. And, dude, I'm buying clothes now. And then again, this is 6 months, 8 months in the works. But I'm like, hey, I can buy this or I can not buy that. I have a choice with clothing now. It's not just which hides my fucking tits the best.
Wow, thank you, Jim. I appreciate it. Good looking out, man.
Okay, good luck, man. Make sure you do it too, because it's possible. All right. All right, buddy. What's Kevin? Hi, Kevin.
Hey, what's up, Jim?
How you doing?
Well, I have an issue where I've been in a relationship now for a little while, and same thing seems to happen whenever I'm in a relationship. When I'm single, all I want to do is meet girls and fuck, obviously. And then once I'm in a relationship where I have the opportunity to have sex on a regular basis, I can't stop fucking jerking off and looking at porn, and it like definitely affects the relationship, because now, like, sometimes I won't even be able to fuck my girlfriend.
Sure. I totally get it. There's a couple reasons for that, I think. And believe me, man, I'm a victim of it. One of them is a masturbation addiction. So, I mean, that's a part of it. Another part is sometimes I like the chase more than the catch, as they say. So I'm always going for what I don't have. When I'm single, I want the girlfriend. I jerk off, or I fantasize lovingly about that. Or when I have the girlfriend, I jerk off thinking about other girls. And even if she's willing to fuck other girls, well, then I jerk off thinking about her fucking guys. I like to always look one step ahead or one step out of my reach. And that's what I fantasize about. Plus being a fantasy addict is part of it. Are there things sexually that you're not telling a girl, like that you really desire, or porn that you really want to watch that you can't tell her about?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, that's part of the problem too, is that when you're fantasizing about things you don't think your partner will enjoy with you, I suggest finding a partner who you can talk about that stuff. Like with my ex-girlfriend, unfortunately we fought too much, but I could tell her almost everything I fantasized about sexually. So that really cut down on, and I'm still a porn addict, and I was still jerking off, but it helped a lot because I would fuck her while we watched certain porn. Or I'd go down on her while she watched certain porn, or, you know, we would incorporate it into our sex.
Yeah, I mean, it gets to the point with me where, like, I have to kind of, like, plan. I have to, like, convince myself not to drop a load.
Sure.
Because, you know, my girlfriend's going to be coming over later that night, and I need, you know, she's going to be pissed off if I can't do it.
Is she a good fuck? I mean, in all honesty, us talking now, not her. Is she a good fuck? Is she what you want sexually?
She is, and she's very open-minded, and, like, you know, we've watched porn together, and she is willing to try pretty much anything.
Okay.
That it's too available.
Yeah, it's really hard, dude. It's a very hard one. But again, you know, back in the old days, they jerked off like we do, too. They just didn't have the porn. So for them, they were much more fantasy, or that's probably why guys would go out peeping in windows. You know, I mean, this problem's been around for centuries. My only suggestion would be to just not jerk off, but it's really hard to do. Like they say, bridge, like jerk off and watch porn with her. Like, so you're bridging her and the porn together, and then just start fucking with her without the porn. But then again, if you bridge, you may just only be able to fuck her with porn on. I would suggest stopping jerking off for a little while, but it's really hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's just what you said. I think it's an issue where, you know, there's something bigger where you're just never going to be content with what you have right in front of you.
Yeah, it's a big part of it, is I always fantasize about what I don't have, because I'm in a place now where I could have a girlfriend, and I can afford prostitutes, but I prefer to get a massage where I don't know what's going to happen. Like, no matter what I have, I want something else. That's what it comes down to. So maybe that flaw in yourself, work on. Because that's what I try to do myself. Fix that flaw that says you're never happy with what you have. The old expression my friend Brush used to say, God, if I can't have what I want, please let me want what I have. And it's one of the most valuable lessons I ever learned and ignore.
Well, I appreciate the advice, Jim. Thank you.
Good luck, my friend.
You were great. You were great in the Woodsman. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, let's see here. How about Bob in Texas?
Jimmy!
Hey, Bob, how are you?
Hey, Jimmy, I know you've got a lot of experience with this. Basically, a couple of weeks ago, a buddy of mine gave me 4 of those 20 milligram, whatever they are, Cialis.
Okay.
So you know how it works. You pop one, that's, you know, an hour later, nothing's happened. You end up popping another one, nothing's happened. I ended up taking all 4 of them. Go on a marathon fuck session. It was at least 20, 30 minutes, which is a marathon for me.
Sure.
But anyway, after we get done, it felt like my heart was fixing to explode.
Of course it did. I'm surprised you're alive. You took 4 20-milligram Cialis?
Yeah, it was like, in the little yellow-looking football things.
Yes, I know exactly what they are. They're like teardrops. How long were you, honestly, realistically, how long were you waiting in between each one?
Probably 30 minutes between the first two, maybe another 15, 20 minutes, and I popped the other two all together.
Yeah, it's crazy. Here's what you do. What I found is with Cialis, it does not work for me in an hour the way Viagra does. So when I'm going to if I need Cialis, like to fuck a girl, like say if I'm going to see a girl at 8, take Cialis at 5 or 5:30 or 6 and give it time to go into my system. And again, I don't know if this is psychological or not, but it seems like Cialis goes through me slower than Viagra does. Never keep taking them though, dude. Like honestly, you're better off just not having a rod because that's really bad for you. And I would never do that. And I've taken a lot. I've never taken more than 1 pill. Viagra, I think, works better in an instant. So if you're going to see a girl in an hour, I would try a Viagra. But if you have time, dude, you know you're going to see a girl, take the 20 milligrams, which I believe, and again, check with the doctor, but I think 20 milligram Levitra or Cialis is equal to 100 milligram Viagra, which is the strongest. So what you did, I think, was dangerous, and you're lucky. I would have it checked. Go talk to a doctor about that and make sure you're good, but never do that again. Take one and just give it some more time to work. And you do have to be turned on for these to work. Like, you can't just take a Viagra or a Cialis and, I personally can't. And then all of a sudden, hey, my dick is hard regardless. Like, I have to still have a mental process which turns me on. I think a big thing that what it does is it helps physically, but I also think mentally it gives me a certain confidence. So my dick works, but you still have to be turned on, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was on a drive, I was, 3 hours to go over and see this chick. So it's like I figured, hey, by the time I get there, everything will be going, rocking and rolling. So I figured, about an hour out, I'd start taking them and, nothing happens. So you know how that works.
Sure, I've had that too. But don't. You got lucky this time. I would never take multiples again.
Holy shit. All right. Thank you, Jimmy.
Be good, buddy. Good luck, you fucking maniac. Let's see. Where is, sorry. Charlie. Wow, it's heavy. This is very heavy.
Hey, Jim.
Hi, Charlie.
All right. I'm going to read it to you. Your wife, her name, has been having an affair with the electrician, his name, from the town of blank blank for years and years. Wake up. Figure it out. Watch your wife.
Wow.
I opened it up right in front of her. I almost started laughing, and then I just said, well, wait a minute. I don't want to start anything because we were about to go on vacation, so I just kind of put her off to the side, and we're back, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to say, this is what I got. What's up?
Well, first of all, you're a guy who can really brush something aside. Did you enjoy the vacation?
Yeah, pretty much. Had a good time.
Now, do you know the electrician?
He came over to the house one time, to try and help figure something out years ago, but I barely even remember him. Okay, so they may have met then, or they did meet then. So this letter could be A, someone that hates you, B, someone that hates your wife, or C, the wife or best friend of the electrician. Because who else would know about their relationship or having met them? Who else would know that he was at your house and even knows your wife? Well, I don't think it has to do with anything with the house thing. It's they work for a township. Everybody knows everybody. It's not a real big town. And they go out drinking every now and then and partying and, every other Friday or something like that. But, I know about it. She always, calls and says, hey, I'm going out. And then, I almost laughed when I saw it because I was just like, forget it. No way this is. Like I said, somebody's really pissed at you. Look what they sent me.
What did your gut tell you? Did you believe it or not?
Absolutely not.
Oh, you really don't?
I still pretty much don't, but, I held off like it's been 3 or 4 weeks, and it's like, I'm going to stay late and do some things here, and then, I'm going to the gym, which, she does a lot. I don't know that's true, but, I just never really even thought about it. It's just like, well, there are some opportunities here where she
Sure.
Yeah. So.
Do you guys still have a lot of sex?
We've been married 30 years.
Oh, okay.
So
has her behavior changed? You know, like, is there a part? What part of you did believe it?
probably just holding off and then just, dwelling on it a little bit.
I guess talk to her. Of course she's going to deny it. I don't think... Have you checked the phone bill?
No.
Well, you might want to check the phone bill and see if there's any weird calls. I mean, I don't think that that's snooping if you're checking the phone bill. I wouldn't say check her phone, but you might want to check the phone bill and just see if there's any weird calls going out. She may be smart enough to avoid that. But if she knows you don't check the phone bill, maybe she's gotten comfortable and is calling this guy's number.
Yeah, well, I think if she did that, she'd probably do it on her own phone.
Oh, right, cell phone, okay.
Yeah, so, we don't go into each other's phones and stuff like that. Well, we're kind of,
What would you do if it's true? What are you going to do if it's true?
Well, I don't know. I might do something on my own then. That's why I'm like, geez, this may open up the door. Because I've had a few opportunities, and I've had a couple of, people that I work with, I wouldn't mind, jumping in the sack with her.
Are you secretly hoping it's true?
Maybe.
But you're not going to commit suicide or do anything crazy.
No. If it happens to that, hey, if you really like this guy, if you want to go with him, but which I don't think is the case, but I'll just lay it all out there. Hey, if you want to go with him, go ahead. I'll find somebody else. But
yeah, I guess you have to mention the letter. I guess you have to, or you should. You instead of mentioning the letter, you might want to say, because you don't want to tip your hand as to how you have the information. Don't say I got an anonymous letter, because then she'll go, I can argue that. But you ought to say, I would like, maybe you sit down and go, listen, we need to talk. See how she reacts. Really judge her reaction before you say anything. And then go, what are you going to tell me about this electrician? Or what can you tell me about what's going on? What's going on with this electrician? I want to see how honest you're going to be. Like, this way, she might not know if you've had her followed. She won't know if you saw a text. She won't know that if you've just stumbled it. So you might not want to tell her how you know what you know. So then she kind of thinks, well, maybe he knows everything. So see what she confesses.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I would just do it slower. Because if you go, I got this letter, and you let her look at it, immediately, if she's doing it, she goes, blah, blah, blah. Okay, there's nothing factual in here. I'm caught, but there's nothing here that proves it. So you might want to approach it with the attitude that you've got definitive proof.
You're a genius, Jim.
All right, good luck, man. No, I've just been sneaky, so I know. I know it would trip me up. That's what would do it. All right, good luck, man. In a way, I hope she's not, and for your own sake, I hope she is. So either way, you win, my friend.
Thank you.
All right. And how about, Seth. Seth up in Rochester. I get it.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hi, buddy.
Hey, big fan.
Thank you so much.
Hey, quick question. I'll give you a little quick background. I've been married for about 13 years now. Wife is a very attractive blonde. Sex has always been great. But over the last 5 years or so, I've always kind of developed this urge to have a threesome with her with another guy. It's kind of a turn on for me thinking of her. I guess the thing with me is just I'm not bi or anything like that. I'm completely straight. It would just be for additional pleasure for her. And it's, I've told her about the fantasy and everything, and at first she was kind of taken aback by it, but it seems like she's kind of warmed to the idea a little bit lately, because, like, if we'll be out at a bar or something, like, she'll point, like, for instance, we went out for Valentine's Day dinner, and while we were out, we had a couple drinks at the bar after, and she pointed out a guy. She said, that guy's hot. And it's even got, I got her to flash a guy one time when we were driving, but, it's just kind of there now. It's just kind of stagnated. And I guess I'm wondering, what's the next step to actually seriously, pursue it, I guess. And I'm not the jealous type or anything at all. So it's not like, I think the issue more is her thinking, well, is he going to be okay with it afterwards?
Well, we've discussed this before on this show, because I've had a little experience in this area. And there's a couple things to be careful of. One, you don't bring a maniac home who gets attracted to your wife and wants to stalk her. So I would definitely suggest a hotel the first time. Make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Like, because sometimes a fantasy is a fantasy and it's sexy. Other times, because some people just like to swing, and that's cool. And other times, if I get bored, I begin to feel numb, And then my fantasies get crazy because I just want to feel something. Like, if I'm bored with a person, sometimes I'll start to think about them fucking a guy or them eating pussy or anything so I can feel something. Make sure you're not doing it just to thaw out numbness. But if it's for the right reasons and you just think it's hot, why don't you guys take out an ad on Craigslist and communicate safely with a few guys? Walk through this process where she's talking to guys while you fuck her, while you go down on her, and see if it's still a turn on. Then maybe arrange to meet. But go into the water slowly so you can both back out at any time without having done the unretractable.
Right. Yeah, and it's definitely not for the wrong reasons. Like
Okay.
you said. It's not on board or anything. I mean, we have a great relationship. It's probably the strongest it's ever been.
All right.
But. Yeah, I guess and the other thing was, is it, would it be better with somebody or a stranger or, things like that? I personally think it would be better with a stranger because if there is awkwardness,
yes.
Going forward, then how's it going to be? So
yeah, talk to him a little bit, get to know him so your wife will be safe. But I would say never with a friend. Believe me. You ever fucking hear Operator by Jim Croce? Fucking chick goes to L.A. It was his best old ex-friend Ray. Come on, wake up. It happens. Sorry. Enjoy yourself.
All right, thanks, Jimmy.
Take care. All right, we got to address this guy here. Sleep with my best friend's ex. Come on. The ex. I didn't read that. Chris in Louisiana. And we have a military guy next. All right, Chris, Louisiana. Yes.
Hey, Jimmy.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, buddy. Man. How long did your friend date this girl?
A couple of months.
How long ago?
A couple of months.
Okay, so what happened? And what do you feel bad about it?
Yeah, kinda. The sex is amazing, but there's a little nagging guilt.
Well, did he like this girl and did she really hurt him?
Did she hurt him? No.
Meaning, did she break up with him and leave him and he's like, fuck, I really like her? Or was she just a chick he was banging?
No, nothing like that. No.
Then what are you guilty about?
Just because I haven't told him about it.
Is part of the thrill that you thought she was hot while he was fucking her and now all of a sudden you have her?
No,
okay.
That's not it at all. It's just, it wasn't supposed to happen. It just kind of happened, like most things, but, the sex was good, so we continued having it, and now...
How long have you been going with this girl?
A week, maybe.
Yeah, that's a very tricky area because I don't believe, you never want to fuck a friend's ex-girlfriend, even if it's tempting. You try not to do that. But they only dated for 2 months, and that's not like a long-term relationship where they were in love, right?
Does he have dibs on her forever, though?
No. But again, for me, that's the rule with my friends. Because I'll tell you why it's a good rule to have with your friends. Because this way, while you guys are hanging out, if my friend knows I'm never going to try to fuck his ex-girlfriend or his ex-wife, I'm not going to start pitting my friend against his girl just so they break up and I can fuck her. You got to watch all that sneaky, dirty motive shit. Like, if my friend and I have that arrangement, I know the guys I know, believe it or not, even Keith Robinson, who is a piece of shit, and Bob Kelly, even if Bobby was single, I believe these guys would not fuck my exes. Right. They wouldn't do it. And Patrice wouldn't have done it. And Patrice was a complete pervert. So I was always comfortable with those guys being around my girls. If I didn't have that arrangement, I would never trust their motives because as men, we're creeps. Yeah. So does he have dibs on her forever? No. But obviously you have a problem with it. So why do you feel guilty if you don't think that he'll care?
Because I guess this is the first time I've really broke that code.
Oh, okay. How long have you been friends with the guy?
Since high school.
All right, so is he more important to you than her?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
probably.
How do you think he'd react? In all honesty, not how do you want him to react, how do you think he'll react?
Knowing him, probably not well.
So you don't think he'll like it?
But I plan on telling him that he's gone to work right now.
All right. Some people would say it's none of his business, but you might have to because if he sees you out with her or he hears about it, it's better he hears about it from you.
Real small town.
What's that? Okay, so somebody could see you guys out. Well, if you're going to keep seeing her, you might want to tell him just to get any awkwardness out of the way, and this way you don't have to hide it, and he doesn't have to stumble on it and go, why? Because then he would go, why the fuck didn't you just tell me, dude? Because then it feels sneaky.
Right. That's what I don't want it to feel like.
Yeah. I would just, I guess if you have to tell him, I would just say get it over with.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Good advice.
Yeah, that's all I can suggest, man. It's a rough one.
Good advice, man. Thanks. Love the show.
Bye-bye. Brian, we're going to get to you in a minute, but I want to talk to Joe first from Pittsburgh in the military. Hi, Joe.
Hi, Jim. How you doing, man?
Good. Thank you, sir.
I just want to say first, you're a huge inspiration of mine. Last time I was overseas, I listened to your comedy.
Oh, thank you.
You're one of the reasons why I started doing open mics and stuff like that.
Oh, good luck, my friend. Good luck.
But my question is, next year my contract's running up in the Army, and I'm going to have 14 years in. I'm going to be 34 in a month, and I'm tired of doing what I do now. Sure. I mean, I've had a good, decorated, career,
right?
And I just want to walk away. I want to work in broadcasting. I want to work in radio, and also do some film work. And I'm really hesitant about walking away from a career that I've worked almost 14 years on.
Is there any way you can do both? Like, is there any way you could stay with the safe job while pursuing the other and getting kind of a leg in the door?
I have the last couple of years. I've done online radio for about the last 3 years, and I've had some pretty high-profile guests, and I guess in that small little niche, I've had some success.
Okay.
In terms of guests, just different aspects. I've had people from Westboro Baptist Church, UFC guys, athletes, politicians.
All right, so you've had like a good run of interviews.
Yeah, I've tasted that bit of success in my own small little world.
Sure.
And I want to capitalize on it. I mean, I've gone so far now as, I've got all this, expensive podcasting equipment in my basement. I've just bought a green screen and a camera and studio lighting. I'm doing what I can now, but I know that it's just, while I'm in the Army, it's just going to be a hobby, and I don't want to do that. I want to chase,
your dream.
Chase your dreams.
So I think you've answered your own question. Then you finished the military honorably, and you did that. You know you were good at that, and now you're ready for another part of your life. And if it's not broadcasting, it'll be something else. But you're sick of the military, so that should tell you right then that it's okay to move on. So I would suggest pursuing your dream.
The fear I have, though, I'm a single dad, and
okay,
the income, the shit income that I make is just fine for myself and my daughter now, but it's like,
right.
I go to school. I don't want to just try to get a job in radio. I want to go to school and, I guess do it the right way. But it's just like, if I fail, then what am I going to have for myself and my daughter?
That's a very big question. And again, I'm not in that position, so I can't speak from experience. I always suggest following the dreams, but if you have a daughter, you have to be responsible to your daughter, too. Maybe have another full-time job to step into, which is more conducive with doing radio. So, again, if the military makes it too hard, but you have to make sure you can make a living, too, because you're not 18 with no kids, so you can't just run out and go fuck responsibility either.
Right.
I can't give you definitive advice on that. That's something you have to decide for yourself, and I know you know that, but I don't want to be dishonest and pretend I have a genius answer for it. Because, the dream is really important, but so is putting food on your own table. So if you're going to follow your dream, just make sure you have a good fucking backup job so you can feed your daughter and yourself.
Well, I could always knock off Sal and get coffee for you guys during the day.
That's true, but that pays a lot less than than your internet show, believe me. Sal makes nothing. And plus
Thanks,
Sal's
Jim.
here because we all fuck him and he plays the drums for us after. All right?
I play the drums, too. I have that, too.
All right, Sal, you're out. All right, congratulations on your new job.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
And again, I appreciate it. You are a bit of an idol of mine. And,
thank you, buddy.
I look up to you immensely. Thanks, Jimmy.
Good luck, my friend. And before we get to my new idol, Brian, in Columbus, do you love oral sex? Do you have to practically beg your wife or girlfriend to give it to you? Do you find yourself counting down the days to your birthday or anniversary when she's finally going to suck your prick? Because she doesn't do it very often. Look, if this sounds familiar, don't waste another minute. Stop begging. You got to get Mask Sexual Flavors today. Mask Sexual Flavors They are what it sounds like. They're flavored gel strips that dissolve on her tongue and block the taste of oral sex. They mask it, including your orgasm, because it tastes horrible. Mask drastically improves the experience for you and your partner. You, because you get to fucking blow lunch right in her mouth, and her, because she doesn't have to take your fucking coffee bleachy jizz. It's been featured on the pages of Playboy and Men's Health magazine. Mask, M-A-S-Q-U-E, was developed through years of research and testing. And I guess after they stopped hearing, they're like, we got it. We got it. The first time they heard, they went, Eureka! It's 100% safe and effective. Visit sexualflavors.com to learn more, read up on customer reviews, and to purchase single strips and, of course, 3-packs. It's available in watermelon, strawberry, chocolate, and mango. Sexualflavors.com. You introduced her to Mask Sexual Flavors today. You're both going to be happy that you did. Now, let's talk to Brian in Columbus, 35 years old, in love with his 22-year-old niece. Brian, my new hero, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, good. So is she a first niece? Oh, boy. I'm thinking cousin. So niece, whose kid is she?
She's my sister's.
And are you involved with her physically, sexually?
No.
Okay.
It doesn't involve that.
So what's the scenario in a nutshell here?
Well, since she was probably about 15 or so, I've been like her person she's looked up to and talked to and about everything because, you know, she's from a divorce and everything, and her dad's not in the picture all that much, and her mom tries to keep her pretty well sheltered, and she always came to me for advice about everything, and then after so many years, you know, she's, you know, always said, you know, if you weren't, you know, my uncle and all this kind of jazz, you know, I'm like, oh, you know, you keep that under your hat, you know, I don't want to hear that kind of stuff. And as she got older, the less I started caring and, you know, and all that. And then, I don't know, I just developed into a crush and went from there.
See, things somebody says when they're 15 and they look up to you as a responsible adult male, especially when they have like she may see you as stable. Personally, I would suggest to absolutely not do it, even though I know it's tempting to. Believe me, I have a cock, and I understand that your cock doesn't care. But I think it sounds to me like it would be hurting her. And, you know, she's young, man. She's 22. When she's, you know, again, girls say things when they're 16, like, you know, oh, my God, if I have such a crush on you, you're my uncle or whatever. But you got to kind of leave that alone because she's going to find a guy and she's going to move on with her life and be happy. You don't want to fucking taint that. You know, you don't want to fucking, your family would hate you for that, dude.
Oh, definitely. We've talked about it. You know, we've done like texting and all that stuff. And at first it was weird. Then it got, you know, too comfortable. Then we shut it down. Then she's always like here and there. She'll shoot me a text, and I'm just like wanting to ignore it, but it's hard.
What kind of text does she shoot you?
Just like, you know, like, well, especially at night, it gets pretty bad. She goes like, you know, my pussy's humming with excitement, wanting you to lick it and all kinds of shit. Oh, it's really dirty.
You got to stop that, dude. You got to stop. It's only going to end badly. She's your niece. That's a violating thing. Even though, again, I understand the temptation. I'm not judging you. But she's your niece, man. She's your brother's or sister's kid?
Sisters,
yeah. Don't do it, man. It's fucking... You're 35, she's 22. Like, you know what I mean? That's a fucking, was a 13-year difference. Like, you know, you were 15 years old, she was 2. And I know it's legal, and I'm not saying that you're going to go to jail for it, but it's only going to hurt the family badly. Realize that is she prettier than a girl you'd normally get? And maybe she pays attention to you because you're her uncle and your family?
That might be the case. She's definitely prettier than any girl, you know, that I've been with. Yeah, she's a fantasy girl to you because all of a sudden here this young, pretty girl is treating you the way you want pretty young girls to treat you. And the reason she's so comfortable with you and treating you with so much love is probably because you're safe. You're her uncle. So for as like twisted as the reasons as you're thinking you should probably fuck her are, that's her reasons for saying this stuff to you. Because in fairness, she probably shouldn't be saying this stuff to a 35-year-old guy who's not as good looking as a guy she could get.
She should probably be saying this to a 25-year-old guy. Or, you know what I mean? So her reasons for wanting to fuck you are probably just as twisted as your reasons for wanting to fuck her. And I get it, but I would suggest not doing it.
I agree. Yeah, I totally understand that. But she throws that candy in front of me like, that she's a virgin, so that drives me up the wall pretty well.
Oh, okay. See, that would do nothing for me. So again, you're safe. She's not even fucking guys yet. At 22, what does that tell you?
That's true.
Let her fuck.
Right.
You don't want her first fuck to be her uncle. You think she's a little messed up now? Come on, man. You cannot let her first fuck be her uncle.
I agree.
Can't do it. You got to let it go. Just jerk off into a napkin and go find somebody. Are you single?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I understand the temptation, but don't do it. Just realize that it would feel good in the moment, but there's way, way too many negatives to it. It would hurt her badly.
A lot of baggage, right?
Dude, it's a nightmare, and it will end badly. Guaranteed.
All right.
All right?
Thanks, Jimmy. I appreciate it, buddy.
Good luck. Okay, how about Mike? Mike in New Jersey.
Hey, Jimmy, happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you, Mike.
My brother was in a long-term relationship, and it kind of ended badly. He went down to Venezuela. He met a girl, stayed with her for a week, and now he's getting married this summer.
Well, at least he didn't rush it. Jesus. So what is your thing? How do you talk him out of it?
I don't want to talk him out of it. It just seems that the rest of the family is, so on board with it. They're very supportive of it.
Why? Did they think he was gay for a long time?
No. He's definitely not gay. Definitely not gay. He's, about as straight as they can come. But, I feel like a little weird because I think I'm the only one that's like, hey, take it easy, slow down. I mean, I know what a lot of these South American, even Russian brides, what they can do. What are your thoughts? Should I say something to him, or should I just kind of sit back and let it happen?
Well, maybe you can say something without accusing him. You could ask him, hey, man, sometimes these things work out. Are you sure this is the right thing? And, do you guys get, just ask him. He may go, look, this is one of those things. I think Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey got married after dating for 6 weeks or whatever, even though they knew each other. So sometimes people get married in weird circumstances, and it works. So you can't tell someone not to do it if he's an adult and he's intelligent. Yeah. Maybe you could just ask him about it and say, look, of course, dude, I have to ask you because you're my brother and it's only a week. Are you sure this is the right thing? And he may go, I'm 100% sure. Then you just got to let him do it. And then, just try to catch her peeks at her ass in a bikini and jerk off.
Nice. Thanks, Jimmy.
All right, man.
Always got great advice, buddy.
Yeah. Make sure you jerk off angrily while grunting her name. And Marty in Delaware, whose wife is a drug addict.
Hey, Jim. How you doing, man?
Hi, Marty.
Hey, I'll try to make this short and sweet because there's a lot of people involved. My wife, and she has 2 brothers and sisters. All of them have alcohol, pill use, and other narcotics throughout their life.
Okay. How long you been with her? I'm sorry to interrupt you. How long you been with her?
About 9 years.
Okay.
All right. The whole family's cool. My wife and my brother-in-law are about, give or take, a month or so apart. Been clean for about a year plus. Her other sister does it recreationally, more drinking and pot.
What about her? They don't matter. It's obviously in the family.
Well, the reason why I'm saying all this because all of them has done it, and my wife is pregnant, and I wasn't sure if those 5 have done it. Do you think my son, I will be having a son.
You'll never know. There's no way to tell. He probably, when you're born into that, a lot of times you do have a predisposition for addiction, but you're never going to know if he gets it from her. Sometimes it does skip a generation. You don't know. My dad's an alcoholic. I'm an alcoholic. His father was an alcoholic. But again, my kid, if I ever have one, may not be. There's no way to tell. But is she doing drugs while she's pregnant?
No.
Okay.
She's clean.
I'm sorry. She's sober?
My wife and my brother-in-law are clean.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
The other ones have done it. Unfortunately, maybe more than a weekend warriors, and the other ones maybe like a recreational. But I'm just more worried if
I'm sorry. Yeah, okay.
I'm just worried about my itch. I'm just worried about my son might have that itch.
Okay.
A lot of years down the road.
Yeah. I apologize, dude. You know what? I wouldn't worry about that because, like, you know, literally. First of all, you never know. It's physical. Like, they say it's a physical, mental, spiritual thing. I think that conditions contribute, not what goes on outside you, but how you respond to conditions. So, what is his personality makeup? Is he obsessive? Is he compulsive? Does he learn how to say no? All of these things you won't know until he's growing and getting a little older. You know, it depends on who he hangs out with sometimes. Like, you know, if you're hanging out with a bunch of people who are doing dope, you're probably going to try it. That's why Bill Gates was not hanging out with guys who fucking did lines of coke. You know, he probably hung out with nerdy guys. So your kid's friends will all, his group of friends will matter, but there's no way to tell. I'm babbling. There's no way to tell.
Trust me, I do the same thing. No, listen, I know if anybody comes up to you and say, yo, here's coke, they're going to do it or not do it. But I wasn't sure if maybe a recreational might trigger something and he's all in.
Yeah, it could. It absolutely could. That's the predisposition. So you have to do your best to teach him to stay away from it. That's all you can do is make sure that he knows how bad it is.
Yeah, my wife said she's going to be all in with saying, hey, I'm through it. Your uncle's through it. Try not to do it, but I mean, listen, I know it's all into the introduction, but I'm just worried about. Hey, everybody can be responsible drinkers.
Sure.
I mean, I am too. I know I got to go to work the next day or the following day and blah blah blah. But I'm just worried about if that one sip might lead to alcoholism.
Yeah.
Or one puff could lead to whatever down the line.
All right, well, good luck, man. You won't know for years and years, but hopefully you'll be right. But it's good that you're thinking of it and just drill it into his head. Like the minute he comes out of the womb, just scream at him, don't you ever pick up a fucking drink in my house. That's the way to do it, and he'll remember that. All right?
Yeah, it's my drink. That's why.
Good luck, buddy.
Hey, Jimmy, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. And hey, one quick thing. That epic show you did last year, is that going to be on Comedy Central soon?
Yes, I think this month. Who knows? I'm doing another one tomorrow. This Friday, so look forward to the fucking production comp. All right, we got to wrap up. Thank you, buddy. Okay. Wow, Mark in Colorado.
Hey, Jimmy.
All right. Your wife had an affair 2 years ago.
Correct.
How long you been married, and who'd she have the affair with?
We've been married 17 years.
Okay.
And her boss, who was old enough to be her father.
Does she still work with him?
No. I don't believe there's any contact anymore from them. If so, I mean, I can't find everything out, but...
Had you ever had an affair? Had you ever had one?
A first year of marriage, I had a one-night stand.
And that's it. So how long did she have the affair for?
2.5 years.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said that. So she was deceiving you for...
She had the affair for 2.5 years.
Right, okay.
It's been 2 years since.
Okay, so you said she still has keepsakes. What do you mean?
He gave her endless things, from jewelry to everything else. The thing that I found, she keeps in her purse, and it's actually foreign currency from one of the countries she visited. And I actually wrote a little note on there when I found it. Not even looking for it, I was balancing a checkbook and came across it.
Sure.
And found this thing. I actually wrote a post-it note on there, said, "Why would you keep this?" and put it back. And then about a week later, I went back to see where it was, and it wasn't there anymore. And I'm thinking, well, great, she got rid of it. It didn't mean anything. However, I found it again in a different place.
See, how would you, I don't understand people that are in relationships and don't discuss this stuff. How would you not immediately say to her, what the fuck are you doing keeping this stuff from a guy you were fucking while we were married?
Well,
what's her response to keep? This is obviously not the first one. How many things have you found, and what discussions have you had about it?
All the other things that I found, she said, first of all, she said they were just two separate things. His relationship and my relationship, it was just two. Neither one of them ever crossed over, so she didn't think anything of it.
What?
The other part, exactly. However, I didn't know. I don't understand why she wouldn't just throw these things away. And
because she's selfish. That's why. She's fucking selfish. Why would you stay with her? I'm really annoyed. Why would you? If that's her answer, instead of "I fucked up badly," you're right. She's going, they were two separate things while you were married. She was out fucking this guy.
Correct.
So why would you not allow her? But you should say to her, if you're keeping this shit, I'm done.
Yeah.
How did she get caught in the relationship? How did she get caught?
I stumbled across some text messages which started everything, and then I severely investigated. I've got endless.
Okay, so
yeah, I know there is no doubting. I have recordings, and yeah.
No. But I mean, she didn't just end it. You caught her and made her end it.
Correct.
And she
one
kept
of the
stuff.
biggest questions is that I said, if I hadn't caught you, would you be with him? Or if we hadn't decided to stay together because we have two children who deserve better than our actions towards each other. I feel I'm a better father than I am a husband, but I feel that the children deserve better than what divorce would give them.
Are you sure she's not fucking him, dude? How do you know?
Well, we live in a different state now, so...
Oh, you moved her away from him?
Correct.
Wow, okay. And...
Well, we moved, it just all happened at the same time.
Okay, she's obviously...
Moving was inevitable. We were doing that anyways.
Oh, okay. Maybe she's still into him then. Or maybe it's just...
That's my question. How do I know that she is over him, or does she still want this secret fantasy? That was more of the enticement. It wasn't about the man, she said. It was more about having someone who only cared about her and not everything else. And that was her biggest enticement of the relationship, was that it was something secretive on the side.
Yeah, I know, I understand. But now that it's over and she's caught by her husband, and then you find keepsakes and she knows it hurts you, and her response is that was a separate thing from you, is a shitty, unsatisfactory response.
Well, I haven't confronted her about the most recent one, because I just know that she knows I know about it and hasn't brought it up, and then moved it somewhere else instead of just throwing it away.
Yeah, I would talk to her about it and go, look, this is going to end. I'm sick of it. Get what exactly is going on in your mind, and make her tell you. No, nothing. Bullshit. Nothing. You're going to have to sit and talk with her, and you got to be firm, dude. You have every right to say, I don't want you keeping shit that this guy gave you, that he was fucking you while we were married, and we're still married. If that was a prior boyfriend who had died in a fucking fire, or, he's a Chinese bus driver who had a fucking lamppost fall through the window and kill him, that's different. You know what I mean? If she was married to a guy who was killed on 9/11, that's keepsakes that she should keep. But this is different. I would make her get rid of that shit. And, if she wants to keep it, then maybe she should just move back and start fucking the guy again.
There you go.
But then again, you got two kids. You can't just be that harsh. That's easy for me to say.
That's the hardest part, is that it's a fight that doesn't, and my kids are old enough where I can just, it's more selfish on my part to say, wait until the kids are gone and then blow it up. But to answer my question, I know what I got to do. It's just making a tough choice.
Yep, sit and talk to her. Make sure. Get it out. And then maybe find something that you guys can do which will make the relationship feel fresh again. Because I know that women go through that. Men go through that too, where you're just bored with the same person. You don't feel like they're into you anymore. So maybe things that, not that it's your fault she cheated, but maybe there's things you ought to do better too. So don't forget, maybe you're not eating her pussy enough. Maybe you're not turning her on enough or making her feel sexy. So maybe do some of those things and she'll get what she needs from you.
True, very true.
Hey,
Jimmy, thank you, man.
Good luck. That's a rough one. Obviously, there's problems in his bedroom, and you know what, dude? Forget what I said. Adam and Eve. I'm just going to go. They used to be a sponsor. They're determined to help you spice things up in the bedroom, from what I remember from when they were sponsors. And, I think Adam and Eve would back up that promise even. But didn't we used to say fucking go to adamandeve.com and get 50% off almost any item when you enter the offer code Jim at checkout? I don't remember. Try it. See if it's still good. It's a good deal in and of itself. Now back by popular demand for a limited time only. That means this will end. You're also going to get a free Big O kit. Who doesn't love the Big O? I do, you do, everyone does. Adam and Eve's Big O kit includes their exclusive Climax gel and a mini vibrator. This way, if you don't want to shove something the size of a fist in your rectum or vagina, go with the mini vibrator. Now you've got a new way to get her off. Because obviously your tongue and your dumb fingernails that you're poking the inside of her vag. Use this vibrator. She'll be very happy. What girl wouldn't love this stuff? You're also going to get an entire order sent to you for free. That's the beauty of it. It's free. Hurry and take advantage of this limited time offer. You can choose a new adult toy, a naughty movie, or almost anything else. When you choose that one item at 50% off, you're going to get free shipping plus the Big O kit, which includes the Climax gel and the mini vibrator. You're not going to find this deal anywhere else. Anyone else who says they're doing it is fucking lying. Use the offer code JIM, J-I-M, that's me. Excuse me, at checkout. That's J-I-M. Go to adamandeve.com and help spice up your fucking dreary, dull, fucking milquetoast sex life. A little bit of gel on the vibrator. And then she'll go, and you'll go, what's wrong? Because you're such a lousy fuck. She never comes. So when she goes, you think she's dying, but she's actually coming. And you'll immediately drop the vibrator and go, am I hurting your pussy? She'll go, no, you idiot, I'm coming for the first time. So get on the ball, guys. See you next week.